It is that time again. I cannot believe that there are only two more of these left for the year, but this is my November reading wrap up. As far as quantity of books goes, I didn't read all that much, but if we're talking page count, I read some behemoth books here, and they were all 5 stars, so that's amazing. Very rare that I can say that every book I read in a month was 5 stars, but this was a very good month for me as far as ratings go and reading books that I really enjoyed. So I actually spent November reading The Last Hours trilogy by Cassandra Clare, and like I said, 5 stars. I was not sure about the first one at first when I picked it up. I originally rated this one 4 stars when I finished it, just because I was into it and I did like the characters, but I think it wasn't what I was expecting, and so it kind of threw me off a bit. But I really did love some of the relationships in it. And then you also get to see returning characters, which is always super fun with her books. She does such an amazing job at writing characters. But I wasn't sure when I finished that one if this was going to be one of my favorite series by her or if it was going to be kind of meh. But then I read Chain of Iron, and this book was 5 stars and made me kind of reconsider my 4 star rating for Chain of Gold just because of how much I really enjoyed this one. This one had a lot more of I have cat hair on my lips. Anyway, I'm gonna continue petting you. Um, where was I going with this? Oh, yes, this one had some murder mystery to it, and I really enjoyed that. I thought that was such a fun kind of side slash main plot. Lots of fun. And there is a love triangle that I was so afraid of. I could see it start forming in Chain of Gold. I was so nervous for the cringiness to start, and it did get a little cringy at times. But going into Chain of Thorns, what I thought was going to happen with the love triangle happened. And it was done better than I had anticipated. I was so scared I was just going to cringe the whole time, and it wasn't that bad. So, really enjoyed that. This book, I did not want to put down while I was reading it. So, so, so good. And I just have to say, too, the covers for all three of these books are absolutely gorgeous, as are most of Cassandra Clare's covers, but these ones are exceptionally so. But yeah, 5 star trilogy, such a fun time. I really loved it. I thought that it was going to be a more modern installment of the Shadowhunter universe, and it's not. It's set in the early 1900s, I believe. So definitely if you haven't read that, just know that going into it, because I think that's what kind of threw me off with the first one. But the second two books were so good that it actually made me realize I did love the first one. It just took me a little getting used to with the new characters and stuff. And then the last book that I read, kind of in between these ones, I kind of read it all throughout November, is Dearly by Margaret Atwood. I have talked about this collection of poetry so much in I think 2 or 3 videos already, but it's just so good. It's just so good. 5 stars, absolutely. So beautiful. Margaret Atwood's writing is so lyrical and descriptive, but not in a confusing kind of way. I was so intimidated by this when I first started it, but I was so wrong about it. It's so good. Oh my gosh. So yeah, like I said, that's what I read in November. Not a lot as far as number of books, but definitely a huge page count. Chain of Thorns was nearly 800 pages, and I think the other two were around 600 to 700. So yeah, I am definitely looking forward to maybe reading some slightly smaller books in December, because I don't know if I can do another 800-page book right now. That was definitely a very big commitment, but it was such a fun time. It didn't even feel like 800 pages, honestly. So as always, let me know in the comments what you read in November and what your thoughts were on the books that you did read. Hopefully December will be filled with 5 star reads for all of us. I cannot wait for all of the snow and cozy winter vibes. I'm so excited. But anyway, I think I'm going to leave this video here. I hope you have a great rest of your week and happy reading.